thought we had a good fall. Our goals don't change a lot from year to year. We want to line up on September 1st thinking that we have a chance to play on the last day of the season. And, I think we've put ourselves in that position right now, and we've certainly got a long way to go, and a lot of things are going to have to improve and develop as the season goes on. But we're pleased overall with the effort and performance, and think we made some gains in that off season. Just graduated two of our all-time best in Danny Glading and Garrett Billings. Steele did a great job as a freshman, sort of playing out of position a little bit, playing over on the left-hand side, and it's really even more amazing when you consider his freshman year, when we asked him to sort of play on his offhand most of the time. So he'll probably move into more of a quarterback role for us, more sort of at the X, and we'll move some people around him. We're going to be very young and very new at the attack position. There's no question about that. If you asked me today who would be playing if we had a game tonight, I don't have that answer for you, and I'm not trying to hide it from anybody. I think it would be by committee for a while. I think, upper class wise, Chris Bocklett is a sophomore and didn't play a lot last year because he sort of played the same position as Garrett and Danny, but I think he's probably a little bit more ready than the others just because of a year's experience. With Shamel, probably being one of the top returning offensive players in the country. Brian Carroll not far behind, and we've got some depth there, both athletically and just experience-wise. And we're going to have to be a dangerous team from the midfield to take some of the pressure off that attack. Steele did a great job as a freshman, sort of playing out of position a little bit, playing over on the left-hand side, and it's really even more amazing when you consider his freshman year, when we asked him to sort of play on his offhand most of the time. So he'll probably move into more of a quarterback role for us, more sort of at the X, and we'll move some people around him. We're going to be very young and very new at the attack position. There's no question about that. We also got defense experience at the defensive end. In general also. Two bookend defenders in Kenny Clausen and Ryan Neislick. We held Ryan out of the fall. He had a second knee operation after the season ended in the spring, and so just as a precautionary thing. So he's back and anxious to get to it, and we'll have him back at full strength in January. I think Kenny, is one of the more recognizable names, in the country, and again, from those two guys, we need both leadership and play, and with our short stick D-middies, Max Pomper and Mikey Thompson back, from a year ago, played most of those minutes, and again, a kid like LaPierre and Colin Briggs and some of these other, younger guys that we've been impressed with, we feel like we've got the experience and the athletic ability to be a very good team defensively, and sort of thrown that gauntlet out with those guys, saying that we're going to need to be good defensively again as that younger attack needs to, we'll be getting their feet on the ground. There couldn't be a tougher job really than to throw a kid in the goal, his first 2 years in particular, and certainly initially as a freshman, and we did that with Adam, and I'm hopeful that this is the year in particular when he will really be able to reap the benefits of all that experience. I don't look at the schedule in any year and look at it and say, okay, here's a couple of W's. I don't know where they're coming from. Hopefully, we'll get a couple along the way. But Drexel's an up-and-coming program, and Ricky's got that Stony Brook program going, and the Towson always, and Hopkins obviously, and so we know we're going to have our hands full. But we welcome the challenge of what we got coming up. I mean, if you win the conference, which means you've won 2 or 3 ACC games, you're getting into the NCAA tournament, and but I would tell you, from year to year, these are our most physical games. By the time we've played, we can get to the NCAAs and we'll be looking at Maryland for a 3rd time, or looking at Carolina for a 3rd time, and you always have your hands full with those games, and it just, it is what it is, that we're likely to face those teams 2 or 3 times along the way, and just going to have to deal with it. At the end of the day, can you beat a team 3 times in a row? Try not to talk about the national championship too much, because only one team gets there at the end of the day, and you don't want you don't want to feel like in every one of those years when you happen not to get there that somehow it's been unsuccessful. There's a lot that goes into it, and you don't want to. I know that in the public eye, it can be very narrowly defined. You know, for a program like ours and a couple of others, you know, you either win the final game and you're a hero, or you don't and you're a GOAT. You know, but it's not that simple. You know, and so for us, it's more about all the little things that go into being a team and hope that we're playing our best lacrosse at the end of the year. And then if we happen to get beat on the final day, at least be allowed to say that, hey, we did a good job. You know, over the course of the 9 months that it took us to get here.